In my last video, I shared how to maximize your chances of walking after a stroke. Today, we'll actually put some of those suggestions to work. With that said, let's get into our weight shifting workout. So, we're first going to start with a gentle warm-up. We're going to start by doing some mini squats just to get our legs getting ready to work. So we're going to take and squat down a little and back up. Now, the only thing that you're going to need for this workout is something solid to hang on to or another person with you for safety, as we're going to be doing all of these exercises standing up. These exercises are going to be challenging for your balance, so I want to make sure that you're taking the appropriate safety precautions. So, as we're warming up, why weight shifting? Well, shifting weight from one leg to the other is an important skill to get down before walking. Weight shifting is all about improving balance, leg strength, and proprioception, or our ability to tell where our body is in space. We're gonna do one more of those mini squats. Come all the way back up. Let's get into our first exercise, which is shifting our weight from one side to the other. Side to side weight shifting. This is a pretty basic one to start off with, although it might not feel basic depending on where you're starting out, and that's okay. I say it in all my videos, but everyone is starting somewhere, and there's no shame in that game. So you're gently just gonna be moving from one side to the other, feeling the weight shift. Really, you feel that in your hips and going all the way down. Now you'll notice I have some green tape here, and this is just marking the affected side. So for some of these, we're just gonna be doing like this for both sets, and some we will switch around. Let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, which is front to back, back to front weight shifting. So for this one, let's go ahead and move affected foot forward as best you can. And what we're gonna be doing is shifting weight to the front, putting weight on that front leg, affected leg, and then bringing weight back onto the back, unaffected leg. Good job. So we're just shifting weight to the back and then to the front. Let's keep going. One more shift to the front, and then we'll be in the next exercise. Very nice. Okay, now we are going into a clock shift, and I love this one. We're gonna pretend that you're standing in the middle of the clock. I want you to move your affected leg out to the front, out to the side, straight out at the side, back, and then directly behind you. So it's like we're thinking, 12 o'clock, moving to 2 o'clock, around 3, 4 or 5, and then 6 o'clock. Good. Go ahead and bring your leg back to the middle. Now we're going into opposite weight shifts. So for this one, what I mean by opposite is I want you to take one arm and you're gonna reach across your body, shifting your weight onto the other side. So if your right if your right arm is reaching, you're shifting weight onto your left leg. If your left arm is reaching, you're shifting weight onto your right leg. Now you can alternate this depending on how comfortable you are with your balance, or if you just need to do one way at a time so that you can continue to hang on to something, that's fine too. Lots of ways to modify this exercise. Very nice. Let's move on to our last exercise in this set, one-legged stands. Now before you start going crazy with this one, don't worry. I don't necessarily mean that you have to pick one leg up, although if you're there, go for it. What I'd like to do for this one though is we're gonna be putting weight through the affected side. If you're able to pick your leg completely all the way up, I just want you to stand there and hold it. If you're not able to pick that leg up and maintain your balance, have your toe or the ball of your foot on the other leg you're lifting just resting on the ground and hold there. So whatever feels more comfortable, whatever feels safer to you. You're doing great. Let's hold for 2 more seconds. 2 and 1. Wonderful job. This is a little bit of a rest break, about 15 more seconds before we go through that all again. Now you may be wondering if you wear an AFO, whether or not you should be wearing it during this exercise routine. And that answer kind of varies. If you are getting some movement back and you're also trying to work on those dorsiflexors, you may not want to wear it through this exercise routine. However, if safety is an issue and you need to have it on to safely lift up your affected side, then go ahead and wear it. Let's go back into our first exercise. We're gently going to be shifting our weight side to side. Wonderful job. I don't really have any modification for this one. This is sort of one of those basic exercises, unless you need to be doing this in sitting. If you're doing this in sitting, this is where you might be leaning forward as you're sitting down and trying to shift weight from one side to the other. Otherwise, we're staying in standing and just feeling the shift of one hip over the entire leg, other hip over the entire leg. Great job. So now we're into our second exercise, which is front to back and back to front weight shifting. Now this time we're gonna move unaffected foot forward and we're gonna shift weight forward and back. It's important not to just do one side, like just have the affected foot forward and just only do it that way. We're challenging different muscles this way. We're challenging different movements this way. And when we walk, we don't just walk with one foot forward. That's not how it works. We have to walk both feet forward. So that's why we practice both ways, shifting weight forward and back. Let's do one more. And fantastic. Now we're going back into our clock shift with this one. I'm gonna take a scoot out to the side here. For this one, affected side is gonna be stabilizing. So you're moving your unaffected foot out to about 12 o'clock, to the middle, to the side, back middle, and all the way back. Let's go ahead and bring it forward in the same way. So just like with our last one, now affected side becomes our stabilizing side. We're working different muscles. We're working more stabilizers here as it's trying to keep us nice and upright, while every time that we lift this foot, we're also weight shifting as well. Bring those feet back to center. Wonderful job. Now we're going into opposite shifts. So this time, if you were just reaching to one side, go to the other side. So again, that means if left arm is trying to reach, weight shifting is coming over the right leg. If you're reaching with your right hand, weight shift is coming over the left leg. So if you're alternating, we're just going back and forth. But if safety is an issue, if balance is an issue, we're holding on and we're just reaching with one hand. All right, everyone, guess what? We've made it to our last exercise, one-legged stands. So here's what we're gonna do. Now this time, we are standing on right leg, maybe trying to lift up that affected leg, right? If that's not an option for you, just have your toe, ball of your foot resting on the ground, but with most of your weight over onto your unaffected leg. And holding there, just try to keep it going. Now if you need to take a little break, go over onto your toe, onto the ball of your foot, and shift back over onto that unaffected side. Let's do one more of those. Come back over, rest and get into a nice, stable position. That is it for today. Wonderful job, everyone. I hope that you all found that exercise routine helpful. As always, I'm gonna be leaving a link down in the description below if you'd like to sign up for the email list, which gets you free stroke recovery tips and motivational emails every week, as well as a free copy of my ebook, The Stroke Recovery Pocket Guide. And if you find value in what we do here at Post Stroke and you're able, please consider donating either via PayPal for a one-time donation or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind the scenes footage, and YouTube shoutouts, of which I have one today. Thank you so much to Doug C. for continuing to contribute at our Empowerer level. We can't do what we do without you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.